Hello, I'm Laura Cunningham, and you're very welcome back to another show jam-packed with all things entertainment. Should any of you celeb hunters find yourself on the streets of Dublin's fair city today, make sure to keep your eyes completely peeled because Hollywood is coming to town. Well, between lawsuits, backstabbing and breakups, it's all going on in celeb land. Stay tuned for your daily dose of entertainment news. America's Next Top Model star Tyra Banks is breathing a massive sigh of relief this week as the man that she accused of stalking was found guilty. Brady Green claims that the pair had a thing going on and continuously sent her flowers, turned up where she worked and wrote to her. Tyra denies any such claims and says that she was scared by Brady's behaviour. Thankfully, the judge agreed and he was found guilty of both harassment and stalking. That'll teach him to mess with the fierce. Poor old Tom Cruise, he just can't catch a break lately, can he? His ex-wife Nicole Kidman has spoken out for the first time about what it was like to be married to the pint-sized Scientologist. She says that for the most part, she cowered in the background and felt it was her job to put on a beautiful dress and smile. Ouch. Since divorcing Tom, Nicole's career has gone from strength to strength and she's even managed to bag herself an Oscar, which is more than can be said for Tom himself. That's gotta hurt. Well, the story that we've all been anticipating for the last 2 years has finally happened. The Mighty Girls Aloud have announced that after their current tour, they'll each take time out to pursue some solo projects. And although the five-piece swear that they will regroup very shortly, it would seem that both Cheryl Cole and Nadine Coyle have their eyes firmly set on solo success. Both girls are due to go into the studio immediately after the tour ends to record their solo albums. Kimberly and Sarah, on the other hand, are both keen to pursue acting careers, whereas Nicola, she'll probably just sit around and sulk for a bit. And that's you up to date with your entertainment news. They keep doing it, we'll keep telling you about it.
Laura Cunningham is here to look at styles that were made popular by the likes of Victoria Beckham and Cameron Diaz.
Chocolate's very important.
Absolutely. Another stop at Lidl for these ones here. You have your pralines and your petit chocolat there. And they're all $2.99. And they don't look it, you know. They're
These
only
are $2.99. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, and
I love those.
They're delicious.
They are delicious.
Yeah.
Have you eaten some already?
I shall be straight after. But for $2.99, they're great. They'd make a lovely accompaniment to your bottle of champagne or your flowers.
And then you've spent like less than 35 quid on your whole Valentine's Day.
And you look hugely generous.
Some people got it spectacularly, wonderfully well, and other people were just an utter disaster.
Yeah, not so much. And it's important to say that everyone's allowed to make mistakes. I make plenty myself, and I love it when people experiment and they try different things. But these frequent offenders who just never seem to get it right, we need to kind of pull them up on it, I think. It's gothic romance. It's very it's very romantic. Yeah. It's lovely. It's pretty, but it's kind of a little bit dangerous.
And
as
again,
well,
I like the headpiece.
Yeah, this is another one from Accessorize. That one there is €30.50.
Do people go out wearing headpieces, Laura? Do you young trendy people go out wearing headpieces?
Oh, you'd have to ask some young trendy people about that. I don't know, but I mean, certainly for a certain event, you'd get away with it.
For this evening, it would look very good anyway.
Oh, absolutely, this evening. But I think you can bring it to a normal event. Like with this party season, it's all going to be a little bit dramatic and a little bit darker. So yeah, if you have the nerve.
What are you dressing up as tonight?
A German beer maid.
A German beer maid. Every man's dream come true. Gorgeous girl with beer in hand.
I know. I'm going to look ridiculous, but it'll be fun, sure. Why not? I'm here in Dublin's Morgan Hotel to speak to Dan and Beck star Dave Coffey and find out exactly what he's been up to since he left our screens 2 years ago. Dave, thanks a million for joining us.
Very welcome.
So Dave, obviously when people see your face, they recognise you as the star of Dan and Beck's, but what they may not know is that you also wrote and directed the show. You've worked as an editor in production. Is there anything you can't do?
Well, I mean, the way I ended up doing all those things was just, I used to work as an editor in television. That's kind of how I got my way in. And then with Dan and Beck's, because I came up with the idea, I wrote the script and made a pilot myself. And so I acted in it myself. But I never really thought that I'd end up doing all those jobs. I kind of thought as soon as it became a proper TV show, they'd kind of go and get other actors in and get a new director and stuff. But no, they're happy with the pilot. So we just went ahead and I ended up, doing all that stuff.
So the follow-up to Dan and Beck's, Sarah and Steve, is on our screens this autumn. I'm very much looking forward to that. So tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, well, even before we finished Dan and Beck's, we had the idea of doing like another show in the same format and a different couple. And because Dan and Beck's was so Dublin Southside, it seemed an obvious thing to do would be do a Northside version. And we were trying to find a writer for a while because I wasn't going to write it. And we struggled, we couldn't find someone. And then I was working on this Rock the Vote campaign and I met an actor called Emma Kerwin. We met up and we did a bit of work on characters and stuff. And then we wrote a couple of pilot scripts and it went well and we went from there.
Now, you're from Dalkey. Are you worried at all about getting stick about slagging off Tala?
Yes and no. I think the fact that I wrote it with Emmett, he's from Tallaght, the whole idea with the show was that it would be written kind of from the inside, that it wouldn't be me you know, in my little house in Killiney writing about Tala going, ha, ha.
So you covered your ass, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I think this is way more Emmett's show than my show. I think if we do a second series of it, Emmett will write it himself, and he doesn't. The only reason we wrote it together was starting out was because he didn't have sort of that much experience. He was more of an actor.
So obviously Emmett's going to be the star of this show and you're going to be behind the cameras. Do you think you'll miss being the face of the programme?
Yeah, well, the main part I missed was actually the acting. Like when we were on set and I was directing, I really enjoyed directing, and the two actors who worked with, Emmett and Charlene Gleeson, are both fantastic actors. But I did miss being in front of the camera then. I don't think I'll miss it when the show actually comes out. Like, I'm happy to let them, you know, go and promote the show and do all the interviews and stuff like this one. So no, I'm happy enough with that. But I would like to do more acting again in the future.
And I'm sure a lot of the ladies watching will be wanting to know, is there a lovely lady in your life at the moment?
Not at the moment. No, I'm single. It seems like every time I do an interview and I get asked that question, I'm always single. I'm like forever single.
I'll ask you again when you're not.
Yeah, we can do another one then.
Exactly. Sarah and Steve hits our screens this autumn, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to it. Dave, thank you for chatting to us today. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for this week, folks. But do make sure to tune in next week when I'll be giving away those all-important VIP passes to the world premiere of the brand new Star Trek movie. I'll also be chatting to my favourite brand, The Script. And my attempt not to drool during that interview should be entertainment value enough in itself. We'll also catch up with Holly Boyle, our life makeover candidate, and she'll tell us exactly how much her life has changed in the last few weeks. We'll see you then.